We're back for another update. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance today. And the reason I wanted to show you guys Bitcoin dominance is because we do see a little bit of a pop up here within this distribution range. So on the 4-hour time frame, if you place 3 horizontal lines here, this does look like a distribution range. I think we're just going up for an up thrust after distribution, where you have a deviation above the range, and we fill this wick here on February 2nd. So on February 2nd, when Bybit got hacked, we had this huge wick up on Bitcoin dominance, or in other words, our blow off top. And now we're just coming in to fill that wick, likely to around 62.65 to 63.64, and then we should see the decline from there. In the case where we go above 63.64, then it's very likely that we're going to go towards the 78.6% fib. When we take a fib from our January 2021 highs on Bitcoin dominance down to these lows on September 2022. So as you guys can see, we already hit the 70.2% fib here on February 2nd when Bybit got hacked. Now, the question is will this just be a wick fill where we come up to these intermediate resistance levels and then see a very rapid turn down, which would spark an alt season? Or do we go above 63.64 and hit the 78.6% fib at 66.19%? Okay, so that's what I'm currently looking at. But regardless of which scenario we do, my bias is that we just come up to these fibs and then see a rapid turn down. But regardless of what scenario we do, I still do think that Bitcoin dominance is topped. The reason I think that is because this is an ending diagonal structure that we have here, right? So you have your 3 up in your A, 3 down in your B, and then a 5-wave move to the upside within your C wave. So this is what it's going to look like. And within this A wave, because it's a flat pattern, you have an ABC up so you have an ABC up within your A. And then once that ABC up completes, you're going to have an ABC down. So this is your A, B, C down. And then for your larger C wave, you're going to have a 5-wave move. As you guys can see, it's been trending up impulsively since September 2022, and this was our wave count right over here. Okay, and then within this 5th wave, what you have is an ending diagonal. So now ending diagonals usually occur at the end of trends, and in order to confirm the pivot in an ending diagonal, what you want to look for is bearish divergence on the RSI. So on the high time frame, the daily and above, and we can clearly see that we have triple negative divergence on the 3-day time frame. So taking a look at the RSI on the 3-day, we can see that we've been consistently making lower highs here while we've been making higher highs within this diagonal structure. Okay, so this is your 3, your 4, and then what you have for your ending diagonal is something like this. Notice how the waves are overlapping each other? Okay. The waves are overlapping each other, and then the waves subdivide into 3 waves. So if we just take a little bit of a closer look on this, you see how they're subdividing into 3 waves here? Your A, B, C down, A, B, C up, A, B, C down for your 4, A, B, C up for your 5, and then this is your wick fill with the possibility of coming up one more time, and then we see the drop down from there. Okay, so this is what I see on Bitcoin dominance. We should have an altcoin rally soon. And then, as you guys can see, we hit the 70.2% fib at 63.09%. If you take a look at it on the logarithmic scale, we have actually already hit the 786 at 64.04%. So we're kind of in between a place where it's like, okay, this is either the top or it has one little push and then we come down, or we just fill the wick. We fill this wick like that. Okay, so we fill this wick like this from 62.71 to 63.43%, and then we come down. If you go above 63.43%, then it's very likely we're going to come up to 66%, and then see the drop down from there. Okay, so that's my bias. My bias is that we should see a top come in here, and we should see a rapid decline towards this weekly inefficiency sitting at around the 70.2 to 78.6% fib. This is actually an inversion fair value gap located right over here. This is your inversion fair value gap on the weekly. Okay, like that. So it's these two levels here is where I'd be expecting the drawdown to come towards. And coincidentally, this weekly inversion fair value gap is the 70.2 to 78.6% fib. That's where it's located here on the logarithmic scale. Or sorry, it's the 618 and 702. So I do expect a move down to around 47 to 45% on Bitcoin dominance. Like that. Okay. And then it'll turn up from there, or it'll continue down lower towards these lows. So we'll see how it plays out, but so far all of the indicators show that we should have an alt season soon. I know that a lot of altcoins are ranging, a lot of them are setting new lows on the small time frame, but we should get that reversal soon. Let me see. Yeah, so it's pretty bearish. You actually had the RSI on the 3-day time frame go into oversold territory, which marked the bottom of Bitcoin dominance. Then we went into oversold territory on October 2023, and then we've been slowly grinding up within this ending diagonal. But as we've been grinding up within this ending diagonal, we've been making lower highs on the RSI. So that tells us that a top is being put in here, and then we can see coins, we can see a lot of our coins rally. But yeah, this is Bitcoin dominance. This was just a quick video. I just wanted to show you guys exactly what I see. I know a lot of you are very, I know a lot of people are very confused in the market right now. A lot of people are panicking, but you don't need to worry because this should be topping out soon. This looks like a bearish Gartley harmonic pattern. It kind of looks like a W. And then once you get this deviation, you see the drop down from there. Okay, so from this region, 62.71 to 63.43%, right over here. Okay, if you go above 63.43, then we go to 65.99 and then see a nice drop from there. My bias is that we reject hard from here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Peace out. Take it easy. See you in the next one.